me destroyed my music room. Okay, so these are the beams. Not those. I've drilled all the holes for the top and the bottom, and this is a second coat of stain today. They're about 3.5 by 4, and they're heavy. And so one on the bottom, one on the top, and then the spindles go in between. I'll show you the spindles. Alexa, off. Okay, assembled it. That's the old. This is the new. And there you have it, folks. Just to give you an idea what that opening is like, it's crazy. Crazy. Anyways, so now we got to do this part and the fun part. So what's the trick to doing this? Let me tell you. What I did was, it's lining these all up. So what I did was I drilled 2 inches down here, 2 inches here, and then I cut the rods at 28, and I believe from there to there is just a little bit over 30 inches. So the trick is to put the one beam in, put this beam on top, but a little bit higher, right? So you can fit the rod in to the top hole and then into the bottom hole, but it's still low enough, the beam, that this doesn't fall out. It's only in about a 1/4 inch or so, maybe a 3/8, I'm sorry, 1/2 inch. And then you do one at a time, right? So then they're in at the bottom, they're in at the top, and when they're all just kind of sitting in there, then take one of these screws out. I only had one in to hold it in, and knock the whole beam down onto it. That's the hard part, assembling this. I don't know if I explained that correctly or not, but I'll say it again. Put the beam in the bottom, put the beam in the top, but too high enough that you can stick a rod in the top hole, and then slip it into the bottom hole, and then they'll all, one by one, they'll all be sitting there. Sometimes you got to put a drill bit in and drill out the top drill out the top hole a bit so it will go in. It's finicky, it takes a little while, but it works. And make sure your beams are all level, straight. And I stained it first, and yeah, what did they say? Labor of love. Lovely day today. Let's have a look. A quick look. Don't see any trumpeter swans today. This morning I did, a few flying over. Beautiful. Anyways, that's it for now. All right, took the posts off, took the railing to the top off, and I've got to put in a new post. So the thing is to find a center. So I made a template that goes on there. That gives me dead center. And then I laid that on there. I pre-drilled a hole into the floor. And I took one of these, a little bigger though actually, and I've screwed that down into there. Now I'm going to cut it with a grinder. I'm not going to videotape that, too noisy. I'm going to put a point on this. I pre-drilled that hole in there, and I'm going to screw the post down tight to the floor. We'll see how that holds. Cut cut that there. And now you just spin this puppy. That green lines up with that green there when it's tight, and that should be level according to my calculations. So I need two hands. I was thinking how I can get this to turn. I got it lined up, and I was thinking oil filter wrench. So just wrap the chain around it, put the leverage on it, and took nothing to turn it. Nice and tight now. Okay, so these are the concrete brackets that come with that pin that goes into the concrete, and it holds your 4x4 post. You can buy them without the pin underneath, or you can buy the pin and cut it off. Anyways, I got those mounted now, level on both sides, and now I can measure the inside and cut the rail to length. So you got the bottom one sitting exactly where you want it, level. The top one is sitting a little high, because everybody wants to know, how do you assemble this? There's different ways of doing it. This is the way I'm going to do it. So if you look, if I put that on there and I look up, it's sitting like that, right? So these holes are 2 inches deep. So you're going to go up into that hole and then down. And it doesn't matter if there's a little play up or down later, but I'll show you. Sometimes you have to drill out these holes. Just a little bit to the front. Just a little bit. Then that gives you the ability to put that in, okay? And then on the bottom, it goes down, but not all the way, right? You put them all in. When they're all in, now you drop this to the level you want it. And these will be tight. If they go up and down a little bit, it really doesn't matter. You know, I'll show you the one I've done over here. I can't even move these. Like, once it's settled down, you know, it's there. It works. So that's the trick, is assembling it. You just gotta have a little patience and you know, use your brains, not your muscle. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna finish it up. Okay, that's done. To be honest, the hardest part about this was matching that stain on this this to that, because the homeowners, previous homeowners, didn't leave any paints or really any stains, so that's tough. But anyways, this is all together now, and they're in there. They're not going anywhere. They can't drop down and out. This one's a little loose. This one's not. This one's not. A little bit, but that you can't get that out. It's impossible. It can go up maybe that much. So once I popped them all in, I lowered this, put a level on it, and made it level this way. Yes, that's level. And how's that? I can live with that. So that's all done. It's got a little bit, just a little bit, but it's pretty, about 1,000 times better than it was before. I'm gonna stain those knots that I cut off. And what you can do to fasten this to, you can use one of these, okay? If you want to go, that one's probably too big. You can go whichever way you feel it's wiggling. You can go in on an angle down. So do a little pre-hole in there, countersink that, get it in, and maybe this way, whatever, and then fill up the holes and stain it. You won't even know it's there, but I'm very happy with that. Now I just gotta do the bottom one. I don't know what that'll be. It'll be what it'll be, But let's have a look what it's like down here. Looking up. Turn the light off. So we're talking a substantial difference from those stupid two poles that were on there. And this is all to code. 3.5 inches. And it's solid. So now we do the staircase. And after that, we're going to do a little lighting on the staircase here, a little LED lighting with a sensor to go on and off. Don't like walking. They're kind of steep stairs. I'm not into, you know. Yeah, those are fairly steep. I don't know what it is, but lighting will make a difference. I've also put carpet down and edging so it's on slip. You know, sometimes it's not about how beautiful it is, but how safe it is more important. Okay, next. Okay, we got a new post there, a new post downstairs, and I got the bottom rail in how I want it. So it's not going to be exactly parallel, but it's safer this way, and you won't really notice it. So the top one's a 1x4 just to get the like a template. The bottom one is already done, and it's 3.5 inches opening there, which is good. So that's where we're at today. Okay, different ways of doing this, I guess, but this is how I'm doing it. So I'm not going to take this out and try to assemble it and put it back in. Forget it. So what I did was I measured my spaces, and I took this drill and I drilled down level, right? I found level by going like this, okay? And then vice versa, sorry, up here, okay? So I marked it all level and go level. Sorry, I can't really see. Anyways, you get the gist. So level, 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 level. Then drill down 2 inches, right? Drill up 2 inches. Now that I've got that done, I'm going to take my metal rod and I'm going to push it up into there, swing it over, down into here, and then drop it in, right? So I'm going to raise this beam high enough that once these rods are sitting in here, they don't fall out of this hole. They're just hung in by about 1/4 to 1/2 an inch. Sorry about the lighting. Once I've got the whole row put in, then I put this beam back down onto them. You get it? Because I don't. The shavings, what a mess. And then put the beam back down, and then it's all in. And even though the rod can go up and down a little bit, it doesn't loosen up the rods. The holes are perfectly drilled. 5/8 rebar is 11/16 drill bit, and it's a nice snug fit. You don't want it too snug because it could split the beam. You don't want it too loose, it's going to wobble around. So 11/16 is the magic number for 5/8 rebar. And I'll show you my final clip here when I got this done and cleaned up. All finished. So next thing is going to be a little lighting on the stairs. Okay, this is all done now. And we've installed that. So you can see there's a sensor at the bottom, sensor at the top, and a little safer. So that's without the light. And that light's actually dimmable as well. Doesn't budge.